Hi, and thanks for joining me today. It's been a little while since my last post, and there's a reason for it. And the reason is brain weasels, part 2. This is a hard time of the year for so many of us, for so many reasons. And if you're watching this long after the initial post, and I hope you are, we're in the holiday season of 2019, and the holidays are rough as it is with all the social obligations and things that we're expected to do. And then you pile on top of it things that may have happened in your own family history. For me, both my parents passed during the holiday seasons, their birthdays were during the holiday season, their anniversary was during the holiday season. And it feels like every other week there's another milestone of, oh, right, that's gone too. So it's been a little rough, and I've been kind of a hermit, but it's time to come out and talk a little bit about things that have been going on. And there are some good things. I got a title change at my job, so that sounds nice. Now I'm the Learning and Development Project Manager. I'm not sure what that means, because I do basically the same thing I've been doing for the last year, but it certainly looks good on paper. I'm going to start teaching for another university somewhere in the next couple of months, so that's kind of nice. My retirement plan, of course, is Social Security plus adjunct. So if I can add more courses to my roster, then I can think about maybe not doing the full-time job as long. Although I'll probably work until I'm 80 and die grading papers, look up and say, hey, Mesro, I understand transformative education. Done. But who knows? You never know. But let's get real and talk about some of what happens during a holiday season with CPTSD and dissociative disorder and all of the trimmings that go with it. And I have a little friend here with me today, aside from the dog barking in the background, my power animal, Grumpy Bear. Because that's what this means for me. I am not safe for human consumption. Every one of my curmudgeon instincts, every one of my I hate people, my antisocial anxiety, everything kicks in around now. So what do? You hide in the house a lot. You thank the powers that be for Netflix and Hulu, I suppose. But it's been really hard. For some reason, this particular season has really, really hit me hard. And I'm feeling a sense of loss. And this is going to sound so contradictory to what I just said, but I feel a sense of loss with no real community here. Yes, I have a couple of acquaintances and friends that I get together with on and off, but the reality is I don't have the robust social life. I don't have the robust spiritual community to reach out to and say, I'm here and I'm lonely. I'm here and I don't know how to express where these tears are coming from. So I listen to a lot of music that moves me. I went on a Grieg kick for, I don't know, the better part of 3 weeks. I could not get enough of listening to Grieg, which is not my normal go-to, but for now it is. I found myself listening to folk songs from the 60s, specifically Chad Mitchell Trio and the Limelighters, because there are a lot of happy memories attached to those, but also some melancholy ones. It's just been such an uphill battle. And I have to remind myself on a daily basis, something that I hear in my mindfulness meditation application. Everything has a beginning. Everything has an ending. And I try to be mindful of that, and I try to recognize that this is cyclical. I go through this every year and have for the last 38 years since my mom passed. I still go through this downward spiral. This year it's been weird. I'm more in control of my reflex to be nasty. When it got to me at work one day, I just left. It was like I wrote to my supervisor and said, I'm having a really bad CPTSD day. I'm going home. And the response I received was, take care of yourself. So that was a really big positive. But even with all of those mechanisms, even with all the tools, even with all of the healing, every year is different. And this year is just knocking me on my butt. And there have been other things. Parts of my spiritual community that I reconnected with are now up in their own set of drama and their own turmoil. And I've heard conflicting stories about it from various people. And I don't have the bandwidth. I just don't have the bandwidth to try to give spiritual advice and maintain my work schedule and my home schedule and carve out time for myself. And the takeaway from all of this is you cannot pour from an empty cup. So yeah, the vlog is important and sharing the journey is so important. But I want people to know that it's also okay if part of the journey means stopping and hibernating and building up a new set of armor and working to find a way that you can shield yourself from external triggers, internal triggers, and the innocent triggers that just happen because you smell something that reminds you of Mama's baking, or you hear a song in passing in a mall that reminds you of that was in the background the last time you were beaten, or the last time that you found out that your partner, and I use the word lightly, almost ironically, when you thought you had a monogamous relationship and find out that no, in fact, you do, they don't. Another form of control that I know so many of my sisters and brothers who have survived this horrendous journey have also experienced. I'm not going to say that it's getting easier. It's just getting different. And I'll keep moving forward and keep setting up vlogs and wondering if I'll ever get through one of these without the dogs chatting in. Have a wonderful, whatever time of the year season it is for you when you see this. Thank you so much for stopping by, and we'll talk again eventually.